so funny because without knowing it, when you adopted Louis, a lot of people were looking at you.
That way.
I'm
Look
trying
away.
hard.
Look away, Madge. Look away.
Remember when Sandra Bullock first adopted her son Louis and how protective she was of him back then? Well, we have finally gotten a glimpse at the now-grown Louis, who has been seen to have a shocking resemblance to someone we all know. Recently, Louis and his mother were spotted walking down the street with Louis rocking a black hoodie, and the internet has been flooded with this photo, with a lot of people highlighting that his physical features and mannerisms are similar to those of someone they are familiar with. Want to get the whole story? Just stay with us for a while as we explore the story from the very beginning with Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock was born on July 26, 1964, in Arlington, Virginia, to a family that literally breathed and lived the arts. Her mother was a German opera singer and voice teacher named Helga Meyer. Her father, John Bullock, of German origin, was a voice teacher and an army employee. She was exposed to different cultures and languages at a very early age, and much of her childhood was spent shuttling back and forth between the United States and Europe. She would always go along with her mother to plays, and even had small parts in some of her mother's operas, developing a close attachment to the stage. Early exposure to acting and music laid a great foundation for Bullock's later years, but it wasn't acting she first took up. Bullock attended Washington Lee High School, where she was a cheerleader, and also took part in several school plays. By this stage, her love for acting was beginning to materialize, but she had still been persuaded sufficiently to decide on a more conventional occupation. Upon graduation from high school, she entered East Carolina University in Greenville, North Carolina, majoring in drama. First, Bullock had to decide whether to pursue an acting career or study law. Soon this dual interest was conquered by her love for performing arts. While at ECU, Bullock was an active member of the university's Department of Theater, where a number of plays were performed in order to further polish her acting skills. Soon after, she called off any plans for being a lawyer, knowing that the stage and screen were what she was destined for. She left ECU before graduating and relocated to New York City, where she would be working on her acting career. In the late 1980s, Bullock moved to New York City, where she started hustling as an up-and-coming actress. She was lucky enough to study acting with the great teacher Sanford Meisner, which allowed her to get into her role and do the work of refining her craft. Bullock waited tables and tended bars, while this all sorted itself out. Like most young actors, she faced a lot of rejections while she was trying to win a part as an actor. These were not only stage plays, but also student films. Bullock had been cast in several off-Broadway plays that would help her secure much-needed experience and exposure. It was during this time that she managed to land a role in the short-running stage play No Time Flat, in which she was discovered by a talent agent. While the early small roles did not pay well, they were building blocks for her future career. These early successes in theater marked for Bullock a gradual but significant transition into the realms of film and television. In 1987, she made her movie debut in the low-budget film Hangmen. While the movie did not achieve commercial success, it ignited Bullock's appetite for screen acting. She followed this up with a string of small roles on both the small screen and in independent films, beginning with a television guest appearance on the series Bionic Showdown, The $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman in 1989. Bullock's persistence began to pay off in 1990 when she was cast in the NBC sitcom Working Girl, based on the wildly popular 1988 film of the same name. Although the series was not long-lived, Bullock's acting did not go unnoticed, as she began to receive offers for more worthy roles. The next big chance came her way in 1992 with the film Love Potion No. 9, a romantic comedy in which she co-starred with Tate Donovan. The film did not bring about major box office success, but it served to hoist Bullock into the Hollywood limelight. Her big break came in 1993 when she was cast with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes in the science fiction action movie Demolition Man. She played Lieutenant Lenina Huxley, bringing comic relief to this dystopian movie. Her acting was well received there, and the chemistry with Stallone showed she could do tough action movies. With the success of Demolition Ma, Bullock was able to secure her starring role in the action thriller Speed with Keanu Reeves in 1994. As Annie Porter, the young woman who must navigate a highly explosive rigged bus, Bullock is charismatic and relatable as she goes on to become the sweetheart of box office audiences everywhere. The film became an unprecedented box office hit, breaking records with a worldwide gross of more than $350 million, and it set Bullock as one of Hollywood's leading ladies. After Speed, Bullock proceeded to act one box office film after another for the succeeding years. She played in the romantic comedy While You Were Sleeping in 1995, in a role that went against her type as a lonely transit worker who feigns to be the fiancé of a man in a coma. Throughout the late 1990s and early 2000s, Bullock continued to try her hand at different things, acting in romantic comedies and dramas, while producing via her 40s Films production company. She starred in and produced Hope Floats, then took part in the box office hit and instant classic romantic comedy Miss Congeniality, which became both a critical and commercial success. By the mid-2000s, Bullock had risen to become one of Hollywood's leading ladies. Her role picks were those that essentially epitomized her intent and determination toward a number of sentiments in her craft. Raised with a hard work ethic, an openness to varied roles, and a love for storytelling, Bullock had put in place a set of building blocks that could be expected to sustain success in this industry. Sandra Bullock's first big break came in 1994, when Speed launched her as a leading lady and initiated her journey toward critical recognition. That gave her an MTV Movie Award for Best Female Performance, proving that she could shine in a physically demanding, action-oriented role. Through the years, Bullock's performances went on receiving acclaim as her popularity grew, with her taking on many different kinds of roles to show her versatility. For her role in Miss Congeniality, Bullock received wide critical acclaim and several award nominations in 2000. It really consolidated her status as one of the genre's favorites in romantic comedies. It did not get her any major acting awards, but this movie really cemented her place in Hollywood, securing a People's Choice Award for Favorite Female Movie Star. However, in 1997, Bullock reprised the role of Annie Porter in Speed 2, Cruise Control, the highly anticipated sequel to the surprise hit Speed. This time, however, Keanu Reeves was conspicuously absent, having declined to return for the sequel. Without Reeves, that dynamic was not there, and much of the excitement that happened in the first film never really materialized in this sequel. The movie was panned by critics despite Bullock's best effort, and turned out to be a box office bomb since it could not regain its hefty budget. Of course, immediately after Speed 2 was released, several questions about Bullock's ability to carry big action films, especially without a strong co-star like Reeves, arose, and she was at a point where she had to rebuild most of her credibility and show how versatile she could be outside of the action genre. Following the disappointment with Speed 2, Bullock became choosier with her films, aware of the need to vet her roles. In 1998, she starred in Hope Floats, a romantic drama that centered on a broken marriage and a woman rediscovering herself after a painful divorce. The role allowed her to express a gamut of emotions and reconnect with the audience on a more internal level. It fared decently at the box office and proved that Bullock could carry pictures outside of the action genre. Bullock's real comeback was with Miss Congeniality in 2000, playing Gracie Hart, an undercover FBI agent posing in a beauty pageant. The blend of humor, action, and heart hit all the right spots in the audience, and Bullock herself as the quirky and charming Gracie became one of her more iconic roles. Miss Congeniality was a commercial success and earned Bullock a Golden Globe nomination in the category of Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. This commitment to diverse roles paid off in 2005 when Bullock took a leading role in Crash, a multi-intersecting ensemble drama dealing with issues of race and intolerance in Los Angeles. The film won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and Bullock was critically praised for a performance that was nuanced and honest. In 2009, Bullock gave one of her career-defining performances in The Blind Side, a biographical drama wherein she played Lee Ann Tuohy, a strong-willed woman taking in a homeless teenager and getting him to reach his full football potential. So powerful yet so nuanced was Tuohy portrayed by Bullock that she won her first Academy Award for Best Actress. She further won the Golden Globe and the Screen Actors Guild Award for that role, and with that, she became a leading actress known for her award-winning performances. The film fared really well at the box office, and with this outstanding performance as a real-life heroine, Bullock became one of the most loved actresses in Hollywood. That same year, Bullock was able to give evidence of her comedic skills in The Proposal, the romantic comedy in which she starred with Ryan Reynolds. The film ended up once more joining the ranks of commercial successes, with Bullock's chemistry with Reynolds sending audiences agog. A People's Choice Award for Favorite Movie Actress indeed proved this. Contrary to what would have been expected, after the setback caused by Speed 2, Bullock had recovered her ground and became an actress of choice for comedy as well as drama. However, her career was not without further hiccups. In 2013, Bullock acted in Gravity, a science fiction thriller by Alfonso Cuarón. This also meant she had to be, for most of the film, alone, as a stranded astronaut. Her performance was critically acclaimed and went on to become one of the highest-grossing films of the year. She received numerous award nominations, including an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, a BAFTA, and a Golden Globe. Gravity was a testament to Bullock's ability to carry a film almost wholly on her own, proving how resilient and versatile an actress she truly was time and again. With Bullock now firmly positioned as one of the go-to actresses for leading roles, the ability to carry both major blockbusters and smaller, more character-driven films sealed her reputation. That she continued to enjoy success in Hollywood spoke volumes about her work ethic, her adaptability, and most importantly, her genuine connection with the audiences. After the miserable experience with Speed 2, even Bullock proved she could rebound, take on new challenges, and still give impressive performances. With Bullock playing different roles and challenging herself in various genres, she managed to carve a niche for herself within the Hollywood circles. She has been one of those actresses who can easily balance her weak moments with her strong ones, thus making her characters relatable and stimulating. It was this that made her a staple in Hollywood, where she's in high demand to bring depth, humor, and emotional resonance into the roles assigned to her. Aside from acting, Sandra's personal life has also been as interesting as her career, especially her journey to motherhood. Sandra Bullock's road to motherhood has been a wholesome one and rather very private. Through the adoptions of her son Louis and later on her daughter Layla, Bullock has taken parenthood quite in her stride, and with immense love and determination. Apart from personal challenges in life and a highly publicized divorce from Jesse James, she has brought up her children rather privately, securely, and safely. Sandra Bullock adopted her son, Louis Bardo Bullock, from New Orleans in January 2010. Initially, Bullock and her then-husband Jesse James were in the adoption process together. However, things completely flipped when Bullock discovered James was having an affair and called off the marriage. It was after that news broke that Bullock chose to become a solo mother, then publicly presented Louis in April 2010, about the time news of her divorce from James broke. Of course, this all was life-changing for Bullock, who still refers to this profound bonding with Louis as immediate and simply meant to be. She has stated in one of these interviews that Louis came and changed her life. The decision to be a mother also meant making conscious decisions like keeping Louis out of the limelight of the media world and sharing just glimpses once in a while with the world. And Sandra has always managed to give him that sense of normalcy, away from the media glare. It was a very sad moment when Bullock and Jesse James separated in 2010. The two married back in 2005, with Bullock growing so attached to his children from other relationships. In early 2010, however, she finally got wind of James's many infidelities. After a few months of questioning what lay in store for their relationship, Bullock filed for divorce in April that same year, just as she was finalizing Louis's adoption. The divorce was a painful chapter, but in so many ways, it was a new beginning. Though a heartbreak, Bullock had not forgotten to wear her motherhood with pride. That she had decided to go ahead with the adoption irrespective of what turmoil her marriage was going through spoke volumes about her resilience and determination in her desire for a family. She mentioned that becoming a mother gives her the power to move on and look forward to the future, thus embracing single parenthood and doing it with such elegance and dedication. In 2015, Bullock extended her family once again as she adopted her girl Layla from Louisiana. Just like Louis, Layla too had entered Bullock's life after a very long and extended adoption process. She has very often said that with the coming of her children into her life, she gets the most joy. Also, she has been saying that she loves Louis and Layla to death with her whole heart and soul. She has also spoken of how Louis was very instrumental in welcoming Layla into their family. She says the moment of his acceptance of her and being open to having a sister was all important. Since then, the siblings have grown very close to each other, Bullock raising them both to feel safe, loved, and protected. She is so protective of the kids and has made every effort to keep them off all public eyes. She has maintained a very low profile through the years and has made only a few appearances with her kids. She tries to avoid as much exposure to media, giving Louis and Layla a somewhat normal and stable upbringing. She has, on more occasions than not, spoken of how she'd wish for her children to lead normal lives than all the pressures associated with their being famous. Of late, Sandra has been spotted with Louis, now growing up fast, and, as many fans and onlookers have observed, a certain resemblance to his mother. Many times, Louis has been said to have inherited Bullock's calm demeanor, right from his facial expressions to the way he carries himself. Still, Sandra protects her children, allowing the world glimpses into their lives on her terms and when she feels that it is appropriate to do so. Sandra Bullock is a huge philanthropist where disaster relief and charities for children are concerned. As Louis grew older, she would take him along to events and involve him in activities that were very similar in value to help him learn the importance of giving back. One of the more publicized charitable works by Bullock was when she donated to natural disaster relief funds after Hurricane Katrina. Having adopted Louis from New Orleans, Bullock seems to have grown a particular attachment to the city and has kept up support over the years. By including Louis in these discussions and taking him on site to illustrate how important helping others is, she hopes to instill the same spirit of philanthropy into her son. Sandra Bullock's journey into parenthood has been a road paved with love, hard work, and determination. From a marriage that had incredibly painful repercussions, even down to the intricacies of single parenthood, she has grasped each moment with great regard for her children's well-being. For Bullock, motherhood meant that the kids had stability, love, and direction. She is ever the tender, loving mom who appreciates Louis and Layla for bringing joy into her life. By balancing her public persona and personal life, Bullock has kept the attention on being a committed parent first and foremost. The sensitivity of not letting her children's lives be in the limelight has made her quite an endearing person other than her acting capability. And lastly, the strength of Sandra Bullock remained tied to her commitment to family, as her story is really inspiring and triumphant out of adversity. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have more interesting videos coming up, so do subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on anyone.